Okay, example number 2 here. So our directions are still to solve and graph the inequality. This one just has some actual solving to do. So the giant fraction is giving me a little stress there. So I'm going to start by getting rid of that fraction possibly by multiplying both sides by 6. And not necessarily the first thing you had to do there. You definitely could have distributed first, and you might see that would make things a little bit easier occasionally. And so over here, just remembering that if there's anything more over there, I need to multiply all of those things or both of those things by that 6. So my 6's cancel out. I'm left with 3 times 2x plus 2. Keep my sign. And 1/3 times 6, well, that's just 6 over 3x plus 6 times 2 is 12. And again, you're using your calculator to do all this fraction math and stuff because why not? Okay, so now I can do some distribution over here if you haven't already, because I know most of you have. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 2 is 6, greater than 6 divided by 3 is just 2, so I can just simplify that to 2x plus 12. And now that doesn't even look so bad. Minus the 2x over, because again, I want that x to be on the left-hand side. It just makes my life easier. 6x minus 2 is 4x plus 6. Those cancel, give me 12. Then minus the 6. 4x is greater than 6. Divide by 4, and x is greater than, that can be reduced. Both of those are divisible by 2. Oops. Leaving me with 3 halves as an answer. Or, I guess you could write that as the decimal, as many of you probably will, 1.5. So I do just want to go back real quick and go over how we did not need to flip my inequality at all here because I did not multiply or divide by a negative number. I did multiply by a 6, but it was a positive 6, not a negative. I did divide by a 4 down here, but again, positive 4, not negative, so no need to flip that inequality at all. So now we just have to graph it. So again, that number I have that I found that the answer is equal to, that's what goes in the middle of my number line. So there's 1.5. A number bigger than 1.5 is, you could put anything over there. It doesn't have to be 1 up. It could be, you could put 100. And then a number that's smaller would be negative 100, right? It doesn't really matter what those numbers are as long as one's bigger, one's smaller. The fact that it is not an or equal to tells us that we have a open circle. And now we got to do our shading. So the inequality says, and so let's say here, let's add something. When you're figuring out how to shade, you just have to read the inequality. And you might have to do this out loud. You might need to hold your hands up so you can figure out if it says less than or greater than, so you can get the points, so you can get the problem right and get all the points rather than losing. So x is greater than 1.5, so I'm going to shade in the direction where the numbers are greater than 1.5. Notice how when I'm shading this time, I'm being very careful to not fill in that open circle. That circle needs to remain open. Okay, there we go.